Welcome to the Roundtable. I'm Willie Brewster and I'm joined by LaMichael Dotson and Louis Montesi. We've got some hot topics to discuss, so let's get started. We'll start with MSU basketball, where the Dogs lost their 5th game in a row after Alabama. Gentlemen, tell me what exactly is wrong with MSU's basketball team?
Let's start with the pieces to the puzzle that we have that we can't put together. We have a guy in D. Bost who is an all-SEC point guard and going to be very hard to replace next year. Arnett Moultrie, who will probably declare early for the NBA draft. And Renardo Sidney, a guy who, even if he lost 25 pounds, could still have the frame of a Shaquille O'Neal and still be able to shoot the three. But the bottom line is we have all these pieces, but we can't put it together, and we have a 5-game losing streak on our hands in what is the most important month in college basketball. And I think it all goes back to Rick Stansbury. He doesn't have control over this team.
Well, there is definitely a time for a change here at Mississippi State University as far as the men's basketball program is concerned. And I think the bigger pressure point is how well Dan Mullen is doing with the football team and the energy around that. And it's kind of dead when it comes to basketball right now.
Excellent point. I couldn't agree more.
In women's basketball, Lady Bulldogs coach Sharon Fanning Otis announced last week she'll step down at the end of the season, her 17th with MSU. Why do you guys think that Coach Otis is finally stepping down?
Well, personally, I believe that it's the fact that she's been here so long and done so many great things. And coming off going to the Sweet 16 here in the state of Mississippi, where recruiting is tough and sometimes you have to outsource, I think she feels as though she's done a lot and enough, and she wants to do other things.
If you include the time she spent at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, and Kentucky, this is Coach Fanning Otis' 38th year coaching basketball in the Southeast, her 17th at Mississippi State. Her most successful season came 2 years ago when she took the Lady Bulldogs to the Sweet 16 in 2010. And I think with the parity we're starting to see in college basketball, it used to be just Duke, UConn, and Tennessee, and now there are big programs being built at Stanford, Notre Dame, and Texas A&M. And I think she feels like she's already accomplished all that she can at this point.
Moving on to the NBA, the Jeremy Lin story continues to captivate America since the Taiwanese-American point guard from Harvard led the formerly abysmal Knicks to a winning record. I want you guys to finish this sentence for me. Jeremy Lin's story is?
It's inspirational. It's a guy who no one wanted on their team. And now the state of New York, all of America, all of the world is all about Jeremy Lin right now. And it's a beautiful thing to watch.
And not only is he being incredibly successful on the court, but we can't ignore the fact that he is the first American-born NBA player of Taiwanese or Chinese descent. Definitely makes him stand out and makes the story more interesting because he's so different in that regard. But look at the guy. The Knicks were terrible. They had an abysmal record, and since he's come in, they've had a winning record. And the fact that it's in New York, I think, sort of romanticizes it a little bit. Wouldn't you say?
Most definitely.
Yeah, easily.
Well, great discussion, gentlemen. That's all we have for the Roundtable. We'll be right back right after this break.